So Kathryn, I'm going to talk about another way of getting free trees. You could start with things like this, which is a self-sown seedling that came off, not this one, but the red maple that I have over there. You can imagine it's going to take years for this trunk to thicken up to the point that it could be used in bonsai. So I'm going to show you a method that results in much quicker, thicker trunks that gives you a real jump start on a bonsai tree. It's called air layering. What I'm going to do is use a piece of this tree and I'm going to force it to root high up where it's nice and thick, and that's going to enable me to cut years off the process of growing a bonsai. So if you look inside the canopy of this tree, you can see the trunk is quite thick. It's at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches right there, and same thing over here. I've decided that I'm going to air layer right here, which will give me a vertical trunk here. I will then take off this branch. I'll then take off this branch. So it will then fork up to here. I'll then take off one of these branches, and that's going to give me a nice angled shaped taper that will be the beginning of my tree. So I'm going to start by cutting a circle right here that's going to be about 1 inch wide using a utility knife, and I'm going to go through the bark and the cambium, which is a layer just beneath it, to expose the white wood underneath. Basically, I'm stopping all the nutrition from flowing up here into this part of the tree. The tree is going to think, oh my goodness, we're in a drought, I'm not getting any liquid up here. It's going to then put out roots in this area here into a ball of sphagnum moss that I'm going to wrap around this area. The whole process can take a couple of months, but it can be very effective. So I'm hoping you can get a nice view, but this is the area that I'm going to make the cut. This branch here is dead. I'm going to clear up a little bit of space here so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to make the cut in this area here with my utility knife. So I'm getting down to the white part of the trunk. Whoop, that was a slip. Let me... Oh, that's... Okay, I'm messing up right here. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit. So now that I've made a ring around the tree, removing the bark and the cambium, I'm going to paint it with water, and then I'm going to apply some rooting hormone to this top. So what I intend to do now is to take this pot that I've split, I'm going to wrap it around the trunk, and I'm going to secure it with some bonsai wire. Once I have this in place, I will fill it with sphagnum moss, which has been soaking in water. And then wrap the entire thing in plastic to keep that moist sphagnum moss right up against the trunk of the tree. So the final step is to fill up the pot with sphagnum moss, which has been soaking in water. I put quite a bit in already. I'm just finishing it off now. This is a great medium for roots to grow in. It's very light. It holds a ton of water. And this is just going to let the tree drink. Once those roots have formed. So basically I'm going to take a zip tie. I'm going to tighten up the top so it doesn't all just immediately evaporate. Zip ties here. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to trim up the plastic to make it look neat. And every now and again I'm going to come and check it, make sure it's moist. If not, I will add more water. Just spread this apart and put more water in. All that's left to do is to trim it off to make it look neat. And I'm hoping that by August we will have some nice roots right there. So in addition to this one here, I've also done one high up in this tree here. So I'm hoping that one or both of those succeed, and then in a couple of months I'll be showing you how to cut them off and pot them up and take it to the next level. Bye for now.